guys. Welcome to another episode of Tones of the Biz.
Tones and Biz, indeed.
It's a bank holiday again. This is how we started, and it's a bank holiday today.
Yeah.
So we hope we're having an amazing bank holiday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get straight into it.
All right, let's do
We're going to do with if you didn't already know.
Okay.
So Riot Games have been having a madness recently with a bunch of new games that are coming out at the moment. Riot Games are the guys that made League of Legends.
Oh, yeah, that's...
And League of Legends, obviously it's a massive game.
Mm.
You know, you got some pretty passionate fans.
Yeah.
And they've decided, Riot Games has actually decided to, you know, live into that name of the word games and make more. So they started with a mobile game, like a card-based game called Legends of Runeterra.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've been dabbling in.
Yeah.
And now they've moved on to a game called Valorant. Valorant is a multiplayer first-person shooter. It will be free to play.
Cool.
And recently they had a madness of marketing with Twitch.
What happened?
So they've given a bunch of high-level streamers on Twitch a bunch of keys to work with.
Right.
And it became, I think it's the highest viewed game on Twitch. Because I think it's just, they just made this mad exclusivity. They just made it really incredibly exclusive. Everyone wanted a piece. I mean, even though you see YouTubers like, I didn't get a key, if someone wants to send me a key. So they've just made it wild. Yeah, exactly. They've made it wildly exclusive. And as someone that isn't, you know, I do believe in being part of the, you know, obviously part of the gaming industry. You know, we don't have people, you know, I don't know so and so, but certainly it feels like they keep up to date with what's going on.
Yeah.
This crossed my desk a lot. This was something that came up and I was like, what is this everyone's talking about?
Okay.
And it's in the vein of, you know, Overwatch, that Crucible that's just come out, that kind of...
yeah, Crucible. I've been looking at that a little bit, but we'll come to that.
So the Battle Royale type thing.
Yes.
And Valorant's going to be massive. So that they've had a closed beta for just a little over a month.
Right.
And that comes to an end on the 28th of May. And everyone was like, oh, you know, they're going to sit down. They don't know what we're going to do with it.
Yeah.
And they've just announced that the game will be released on the 2nd of June, which isn't that far away. So I got
awesome. That's like next week or something like that, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And
that's great.
I'm all over it like a fat kid on a cupcake, man.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to be getting in. I'm going to get in all over that. So I've been playing I kind of reinstalled Apex.
Right.
Apex Legends onto my computer.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. The first time I went in, I died in the first 90 seconds. 90 seconds.
Oh, man.
Second time I was a champion. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So you got back into the swing of it quite quickly.
But what's amazing is, you know, you got these guys who are absolute demons at these games.
Yeah.
I'm a gamer and I consider myself to be half decent, right? 6 games, dead out in the first 5 minutes. 2 games, I am taking names. 8 games, nothing's happening. 4, you know, it's just like, I don't know how anyone, like, it's amazing to see how people are so consistent with being phenomenal, unless you're playing it all the time.
Yeah, it has to be one of those things that you're not doing anything else. You're not playing anything else anyway.
No, but I've ggoing through this massive phase now where I'm trying to get everyone involved. Like, I'm just hitting up every time I'm on Apex. I'm like just blasting a text out going, yo, like, let's roll deep.
You about, yeah?
Yeah. And obviously, you know, that's been a lot of fun, and it's quite an accessible game for everybody. Again, free to play. You don't have to pay anything, unless you want to, which is usually cosmetics within the battle pass, and you know, yada yada yada.
Yeah, I mean, for a free to play game, it's quite phenomenal. I mean, I dabbled in it for obviously not as long as you had, but I did have fun playing it for the time that I did. It's you know, the level design, the colors, the color schemes, and just the feel of it. It was really nice.
Oh man, I love the art style of Apex. Sorry, going back to Valorant, I forgot to say, if you are interested in playing Valorant, you can get it off their website on the 2nd of June. Bearing in mind, the biggest question that I had was, okay, great. So all these people have been playing it for ages. They have keys. You're going to get into it and you're just going to get mopped. Yeah, probably. But the other side of it is that all progress for every player that played the game in the closed beta is being reset. So everybody starts from 0.
Right.
And it's very rare where you get to get in on the ground floor.
Right.
So if you're interested in playing multiplayer-based team shooters, now's the time. Like, it's always really hard to come in at the middle.
Yeah.
So there's that bit of information, and I will come back to you on that Valorant stuff. And
okay.
id and Bethesda.
Yes, ID.
Bethesda have done some pretty called some howlers, some pretty bad decisions with.
What have they done?
Fallout 76.
What have they done now?
Exactly. So recently, they added Doom has a multiplayer. Doom isn't known for its multiplayer. Doom Eternal came out recently.
It did, yeah.
So Doom Eternal was a phenomenal game. I've played it. I absolutely loved it. It was chaos. But
Why was it chaos?
Well, it's just intense. It's just balls to the wall. It's just unbelievable.
Just alien guts
it's
everywhere.
Just noise and mess. And I loved it, and I thought it was really, really great. But there is a multiplayer aspect to it. No, it's not known for its multiplayer. But for some reason, Bethesda or id have decided to add a lot of these games now. Going back to multiplayer team shooters, have anti-cheat software, whether it's easy anti-cheat,
right,
or mainly easy anti-cheat. And I'm sure there are others.
Yeah.
Bethesda decided to use Denuvo,
okay,
which is a program. Anti-tampering is the word.
Anti-tampering. I mean, it sounds like government level.
Oh yeah, it sounds ridiculous. But the point is that they've got to a point now where they're saying, there are a lot of cheaters now which have auto headshots, see-through walls, clipping, all these
people
things.
Still do that?
Oh, it's rampant. And it's got to, Valorant said they'd banned tens of thousands of players on Valorant in the closed beta. That's the thing that gets me, is people have got these keys and they've decided to cheat. And it's the same with Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite. People are cheating. So they started putting this software in.
Right.
But the problem is it's not part of the game. It's something you download. It's a separate program or an application that you would download onto your computer.
Right.
And it would stop you tampering with the files within the game.
I see. Right.
So Denuvo is a version of that Doom has had, but
Yeah.
apparently it's on a zero kernel level. So it's deep in the roots of your computer.
Right.
And it's had a lot of issues, so it's slowing down.
Is it? It's had a little bit of adverse effects.
It slows down the performance of the game, slows down the performance of your computer.
Computer starts acting a bit wacky.
It starts getting a bit touchy. You can uninstall the game, but the anti-tampering software will continue.
What?
Even after the game's removed, it'll put itself back and continue on. It will just keep working. So obviously
that is no good.
The internet exploded and review bombed Doom Eternal, which is such a shame again because it's such a great game.
Yeah.
id and Bethesda have decided to remove it.
Oh gosh.
But I don't understand. Doom isn't known for it. I keep saying it, but Doom isn't known for its multiplayer.
No, that's not really its roots, is it?
That's
not where it came from.
No. So for them to go so hard to try and stop cheaters in their game. It doesn't make sense to me. Just put something simple on there, or don't put anything at all. But I know you want to try and be seen making effort. With the game. But yeah, so they've had it removed now. We don't know what their next steps are. But that was a big no-no.
It kind of sorry to cut you off. It kind of I mean I remember back in the day, and I was talking to you a little bit about this earlier. Back in our day, it was the action replay cartridge.
Oh man, yeah. Or I barely remember this.
Yeah, it was you had some kind of apparatus that you would plug into your Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, or whatever, and that would be your action replay. And then you'd stick whatever game cartridge, like Donkey Kong Country, in there or something like that. And I think, if I remember rightly, it gave you a different menu, and you can just turn things on and off. And
okay.
Yeah, it was wacky like that, but
it wasn't a case of it didn't ruin it for anybody else.
No, it didn't. Which is why it surprises me that now in community gaming, that mentality is still about. I mean, I don't think it would be something that our age demographic would do. I mean, I could be just speculating here, but
we don't mind being bad at things.
Yeah, I could be shit, son.
But it's one of those things. It's when it comes to games you're playing by yourself and you decide to look up a walkthrough or dodge a level or whatever it is you decide to do, and it's on you. You're only cheating yourself.
Yeah.
And that's different. That's something that you always say when you go, all right, you're only cheating yourself.
Yeah.
That's that's up to you whether you want to do
fine.
that. That's kind of okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
But when you're in a game where someone else is clearly better than you or more skilled or whatever it is, and you need to cheat.
Yes.
Instead of going through your Rocky training montage or going through your Karate Kid training montage and getting good.
It's true.
It's that whole get good thing.
Yeah.
Going through your Rocky training montage.
Yeah.
Losing a lot, losing often.
Yeah.
Failing
learning
forward,
from those mistakes. Yeah.
And then getting better and being, one day you're going to take out the next guy that's playing and they need to do that.
Yeah.
you cheat and you cut that out. That doesn't make you a good player. If anything, it puts a spotlight on the fact that you are unable, you lack the patience and the skill to continue.
Exactly.
And that is a real shame. And that's why, these anti-tampering and this anti-cheat software makes sense to me. But it's just a shame in how do you do that without invading people's systems, invading people's privacy.
Yeah, it's true.
You've obviously got things where you can report people and you need a dedicated team, but when you've got smaller games coming up and they've got other issues to deal with, stop cheating
without worrying about potential cheaters as well. That's quite bad.
It's just people don't know how to lose.
People
have forgotten how to lose now. It's all right to get that participation award every now and again.
The world's gone soft,
mate. I just remember you taught me how to do Street Fighter. And just being like, when you remember originally years ago when you were like, this is how you play Street Fighter, this is how you do it.
Yeah, no,
it's true. The same as you're gonna lose.
You're gonna
get your ass kicked. They're gonna perfect you. Yeah. Max Dude, even now I've seen he gets perfected every now and again.
Yeah.
He gets beaten without landing a single blow.
Yeah, that's it. You just take those hits. You
get used to how people play. You start playing the Shotos. The same in Mortal Kombat. I lost often. And then you start going, okay, well they keep doing that. So if I do, but you're still going to lose, but you're not losing as badly.
You're not losing as badly. You still come at it with a bit more... You've got a bit more of a science behind you now. Right. Do you know what I mean?
And I feel like multiplayer games are definitely taking over in a way that... maybe not taking over, but there's more of them around.
Right.
And, perfect example now is we got... the executive producer for Valorant from Riot Games.
Right.
She turned around and said, Anna Donlan, the team is looking forward to starting our decades-long commitment to servicing the Valorant community.
Wait, hold the phone. Decades?
Decades. So we know games now, exactly, right?
Hold on a minute.
Crazy. So we know now that games aren't coming out where it comes out one year and then the next year it's something else.
Right.
Or it's another edition of that. We've got seasons now.
We've got seasons that are lasting decades. Come on.
Look at World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft has been out for what? 12 years, something like that.
Wow, 10
years.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's definitely at least 10 years old. Oh, wow. And we're getting to a point now where we're talking about games are now becoming TV shows. It's not about...
Wow, that's a great way of putting it,
isn't it? Games are becoming TV shows in the way that season 1, season 2, season 3. Fortnite is now on season 12.
Fortnite
is on season... It's called Chapter 2, Season 2, they're calling it. But it's season 12. And the problem, then the thing is as well, that came out in what, 2017? October 25th, 2017, season 1 dropped.
Whew, okay.
And it's being played by millions. So we're looking at seasons now.
Right.
It's the same game, but just a different skin, maybe a different battle pass, which we'll get to. But we're getting to a point where people are playing games more, and multiplayer games are taking a huge part of the gaming pie. And it's skill based.
Is it that people are playing or people are willing to play the same game more? Because for Fortnite or World of Warcraft to get 12 seasons, World of Warcraft going 12 years or whatever, people must really have an affinity with that. People must really want to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's one of those things. There's definitely...
And they must know that on the developer's end as well. They're like, oh yeah, we'll just put this in, make a whole other season out of that. People will play.
100%. And it's also, there's obviously monetization in there. There's FOMO stuff, which is like daily rewards. I'm massively guilty of the daily rewards. Like right now, Crucible. I'm playing Crucible, which is Amazon's new game.
Yes.
Team-based. They have daily rewards. I log in the morning. I do my four or five daily things.
Oh God!
And I get out of there.
Wow.
I mean, I just this is a confession here, but I did.
Do we need to talk off mic?
Yeah, definitely. I need an intervention. But I got the battle pass, which is another thing, and you get more rewards. But the thing is as well, like it becomes FOMO because your mates are playing it.
Yeah.
You get for getting good and getting more wins.
Yeah.
Getting your rewards. You can then customize your players and your characters. So then there's a status thing. Wow, that guy's got this. I want that. He's amazing. It's the same with Street Fighter, where you have the gold, diamond.
I was just thinking about this, and they did their weekly rewards thing, whereby I don't know, finish 5 games with a super or perform 5 counters inside of a match.
It's everywhere now.
You know what I mean? And you'll get like 500 fight money or this fight money. So yeah. And to be fair, I was guilty of that for a time.
Right. And everybody
was guilty of that for a time.
I mean, it's a status thing, I think. Yeah. It's getting to a point now where you're preying on, certainly, I want to say younger kids as well, who are like, I want to be the best. Yeah. I want to be like my favorite YouTuber or my favorite Twitch streamer.
The best there ever was.
Yeah, exactly. I want that skin. I want that gun. I want to be this guy or that guy. And you pay for it, because now you get to a point where you don't even have to pay for that anymore. Like, you know, you get your ladder, and on each level there's a reward per ladder. But now it's a case of you can buy the battle pass to start on the bottom rung of the ladder, and then every time you play you'll achieve that, or you can just buy the ladder and you get everything on it. Now, it's not pay to win, so there's nothing that will make you better at the game.
That was going to be my next question. So you could buy all of these things, but what does that do for your own personal skill set? What does that do for your learning? What does that do for your science to the game?
Well, that is a good question, because they do say now, like, a lot of games have to come correct and say the battle pass, you pay £8, so the game's free.
Right.
But you pay £8 and you get on the ladder.
Yeah.
And once you level up, you can go through that and you get a skin for this gun. You get that quip. Your character can say this, or you can spray paint this on that wall, or you can emote this. You know, like Fortnite's famous for its dance emotes and stuff.
Oh yeah,
that doesn't just come to you. You have to earn that, and that's something you would get in the battle pass, right? So these things, people go, well, I got this and I've unlocked that and that, but then there are people that just walk up and go, I'll drop £20. I'll just buy the whole ladder.
Oh god.
So then you've got this divide of that person's really good because they put in the time, they grinded and they got everything. That person is now in the same position but just bought it.
Here's my next question though, right? Right. So, you know, I've dropped £20-30 on buying that ladder, buying a couple ladders. So I'm of a level now, or at least that's what the perception of me is going to be, right?
Yeah.
But then what's that going to do to how much am I going to want to play the game after that?
After you've got everything?
After I've got everything. If I'm just able to willy-nilly chuck £20 here and £20 there, and I'm a bad man just rolling deep,
right? Covered in the best gear.
I'm just covered in the
threads,
baddest shit. Excuse my language.
No.
But then what does that do for the longevity with me in the game? How much am I going to want to play it? Am I going to get to a point where I just think, oh, this is just too easy. I can't earn anything.
100%. Yeah, you would. I mean,
and don't you sorry to cut you off, and don't you then get a player base that kind of falls off after a bit?
Yeah, well, I assume so. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's the only example I have at the moment is that, like I said, I'm currently testing and playing Crucible, which is a MOBA style. No, it's a multiplayer team-based shooter, but has like MOBA elements, and it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it, but I'm enjoying it because it's relatively new. There are only two version like modes at the moment, and I log in and I do my dailies, which is, you know, a huge reason why it's so cool. Like, you do your daily, you do your dailies, you get your level up, and then there's the weeklies,
right,
where you get more, you unlock more stuff, and that's a lot of fun. Right now, I don't feel a lot of fun just leveling up my character,
right,
or the characters that I prefer to play. There doesn't feel like there's a huge want. Like, I'm not sitting there going, okay, I want to level up my character.
Right.
I don't have that. I'm sitting there going, I want to do the dailies to get the battle pass stuff.
Right. Right.
But it's strange that I don't have a huge need. I like it. I want to, but I'm not sitting there going, I'm going to pay loads and loads of games so I level up. Whereas like Apex, I don't look at all at any of that stuff. I like the battle pass and I like getting quips and stuff for my character. But I just like playing the game.
You really like Apex.
I love Apex. And that's the thing, it's one of those things, and like I said, I deleted it for a long time because it became an addiction. It was one of those things that's like, I need to step away. But I've just, like, recently, because Loba came out, Season 5 started, and I started playing it, and I really like it, even though sometimes I die in 90 seconds and sometimes I win. There's something about the game that brings me back.
Keeps, yeah.
That I really enjoy, and it feels like it's being made by people that love to make the game.
Is it because you're feeling that's what's enticed you to go back to it?
And I have absolutely no problem dropping a £5 or £8 here and there on a free game that's held me for this long, because I'm like, dude, let me just buy you a drink, innit? Let me just give you something so that you keep going. And that's how they get. That's what's really clever. They're like, look, we love this game. We've put everything we had into it. All right, let me just show you a £5 in it. Give me a battle pass, and I'll, whatever. I'm not paying £40. I'm not paying £50-60 like you would for another game. And this is where those seasons come from, because if you think Apex had a couple million players when it came out, each of them chucking in a £5. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing well. And Fortnite is like that is a beast. That game is a behemoth. Epic are crushing, and they're on February 20th was when season 12 started, and that ends it actually ends on the 4th of June, so I think they're going to do chapter 2 season 3. Makes sense, but that's season 13. And they're doing really well. This thing. Crucible,
which does look like a lot of fun.
I like Crucible, but then I feel like Crucible's I can't help but get this.
It does look a little bit post Apex, does it?
Exactly. It's but the thing is,
I didn't want to say that too loudly.
Apex feels like not Apex.
Crucible.
Crucible feels a bit underdoggy, even though it's Amazon and they have limitless resources, and it's Relentless Studios, which is the new studio built by Amazon. I like the way they've done things. Now, maybe I'm putting a spin on it to make the story better for myself. Right. But this idea of, hey, the game came out. It didn't come out very well because day one no one could play it outside of North America. So but then they're on Reddit, and they fixed the patch, and they got it done a day or two. Like the next day, they fixed it.
Okay.
They're like, we understand. One of the bugs was it's 4-on-4.
Right.
And so what was happening is you had 5-on-3.
Okay.
And it was like a bug.
What the hell?
So I'm sitting there going, we're going to get... I was like, this doesn't seem fair at all. Like, I've never seen it where there's like 5 characters or 5 people on one side and 3 on the other. So we were getting murdered.
Yeah.
They're like, that was a bug. Sorry about that. It's like, okay, well, that's a bit of a howler. But, and they're still developing it. And I love that idea of someone going, we've released a game. We're going to do it fairly quietly.
Yeah.
See what all the bugs are, see what kicks off, and we'll just slowly tweak it. And I reckon they'll get to a point where like, this is actually working.
Yeah.
Let us bang it now. Let's start putting banging the drum and making noise about it.
Yeah.
But now that it's not, people know about it, but it's not like Fortnite, Well, you never know what's going to be successful and what doesn't, right?
No, true.
Lots of games have fallen by the wayside. But if this was to get to a point where they were really successful, they would start banging the drum, but then all the bugs have been fixed up to that point, and now it's a case of development and evolving.
Yeah.
And I love that idea.
I think they've done a smart play with that one, because
that's what it is.
Yeah, well, if that's what it is, because in recent years we've witnessed, games come hot and hard out the gate.
Oh yeah.
And they've just crashed and burned, as quickly as and as hard as they've come out. But the fact that Crucible, which comes from Amazon, they didn't. I mean, if they wanted to, they could have had the biggest marketing strategy in the world for
billboards.
This thing.
Billboards,
for days, Disney level or whatever. But they chose not to. They chose not to.
Well, this is the thing. So it's like, did they do that because of? So there's some people are saying, well, it was COVID and they couldn't, and they weren't allowed to make a lot of noise because their marketing, because they couldn't get people in a room to come up with the marketing and all that stuff, yada yada yada. That's one thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But it's also turning that frown upside down and turning that into an opportunity and being like, well, let's just release it and fix it as we go, because there are like frame rate issues and clipping and there feels like there are a few moments where you're like, that could have been done better,
right?
I feel like that could have been changed, or you have these pods that drop. There's a lot of pop in. When the pod drops, it kind of goes into this like warp tunnel thing. When you drop onto the planet, it just kind of cuts to you jumping out of the pod, as opposed to seeing a bit more, having it be a bit more cinematic or smooth. I feel like there could have been slightly better ways they could have done it. Not to say that it's bad. I just like this idea. As long as this is Amazon, which is like the most anti-underdog thing ever, this feels like, come on guys, you can do this. Like, come on, I want you to do well, because I love Tosca, one of the characters in it, and I love I think his name's Shakiri. And the characters are really cool. Some of them are OP, and some of them need to be. There's a little bit of tweaking that needs to happen.
Right, okay, bit of nerfing needs to happen.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun, and I don't think they could do. I think they did it. They must have done. They did a closed beta for a bit. It wasn't to like Valorant's levels where they're like, we have League of Legends experience and money, and we've got all these top players playing it live.
Yeah,
and anything that gets caught, we just fix.
Yeah.
And they are going up against Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah, exactly.
And, Fortnite and obviously Valorant's about to come out. I wonder if they were like, oh shit, Valorant, we know when Valorant's coming out, so let's just bang it out now, get some game time in, because that's going to take over. Even I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play that game.
No, I think they've done me personally, I think they've done it right in the way that they've released this, especially... releasing it in the middle of all these other big dogs that are already out there. I think it could go all right for them.
I hope so. I mean, it's funny now. What do you think has made these games so one popular, and two accessible? Because we've got mates that don't necessarily play games,
right?
But that are super into Apex or super into Warzone.
Yeah. And
I've got mates that I didn't even know playing. They're like, oh yeah, we're playing Warzone, or oh yeah, we're playing Apex. And you're like, I don't know anyone that plays Fortnite, but it's just this thing of like, why is that? It's almost like everyone played FIFA and like Madden and stuff.
Yeah. And
now there's like a new category of people that just play these shooters.
Yeah.
Where do you think that came from?
I think I'm not sure of the when, but I think I know the why, and it's that for me personally. I mean, I'm not the biggest FPS player around. Anyone can tell you, but I've dabbled. But I think what it is that what made these games so popular. There's an accessibility to them. I mean, before I started toying around with Apex Legends, I hadn't played an FPS in I couldn't tell you how long.
Right.
And even though I didn't stick to Apex Legends, I knew that I could if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like there was something that was just very, very. I got the pad in my hands and I could just go. There wasn't anything that felt any way elitist about it. The menus and the controls were all pretty much simple. The level design, the colors, it just seemed like something that's very inviting. And I think that's something that's common with other games as well, with say like Fortnite or PUBG, where you can just roll in and just crack on. You know?
I do feel like there's a degree of FOMO with it. Like if your entire group of mates is playing a game and you're not, then it's a lot easier to get into a game that you've got a couple mates that are playing, than getting into a game where you don't know anybody that's playing it. And I feel like if 3-4 of your mates, oh mate, just jump in, it'll be great. You go in and you can make all your mistakes, you can get it wrong, you can mess up, and no one's gonna pop you because your mates may take the piss a little bit, but no one's gonna have a crack at you. And be like, oh my god, you're costing me the game, you're throwing it, you're feeding, whatever.
The gaming community.
As opposed to your mates going, all right, well next, just remember to do this, do that. And I, like I said, I played, what did I play yesterday? I played World War Z yesterday, and we're doing that horde mode, which I love. And my mate was on it. He was amazing. Like, he's like, oh, you got some coming up behind you, and they were like shooting the zombies, and I was seeing zombies just explode around me. And I'm like, bro, he loves playing FIFA, and he's good at games. But he's like, oh, I'll dabble for a bit, I'll jump in here, I'll jump in there. Guy's got skill. Wow, and it was just like, and I love that. And I'm like, oh, let's play more. He goes, nah, I got time. I'm like, oh, no, come on. Like, we'll win. And I love that if we didn't have mates that were already playing the games,
right? Or
if a group of people didn't go, let's just buy this game, or better still, with free to play games, you've got it's not going to cost you anything. Let's just all get it, and we'll all play it together. And if we make mistakes, fuck it, it doesn't matter. And I think that's where the popularity has come from.
Right.
It's just this wildfire word of mouth. Why don't we all get together and play this game? And especially more now than ever, we're all in our houses.
Yep.
And everyone's like, let's connect, but we don't want to do any more in pub quizzes. Or we don't want to do, whatever. I mean, like people playing poker or they're doing whatever. So I have a pub quiz with my family and I love it. but we don't do it with mates because it's just like, come on, we already do enough pub quizzes. You're getting fatigue.
Yeah.
So you're doing like, let's play World War Z, and we can have a chat and shoot some zombies, or play Apex Legends, or what else am I playing? Well, whatever else, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where it comes from, is like the fear of community judgment is removed.
Okay.
And then once you get to a point where you're good enough, and you think you're good enough, and you step out of your friendship, your friend circle, and then you start playing with randoms.
Start finding elite friends,
You start, you start, but that's the truth, isn't it? You get to a point where you're like, oh, no, I can play this game, and then you're like, well, none of my mates are about, so I'll just play with some random.
Yeah.
You can hold your own, and it's not intimidating.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it would be before, and I think this is where people are getting the community is growing.
Yeah.
Especially with games like Warzone.
Yeah.
Call of Duty it's like I'm sure there are people that don't play anything else.
I don't doubt it. That they probably just live and breathe that.
Yeah.
COD on cornflakes sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But they're gamers, but the only thing they play, they had a PlayStation, they bought one, whatever, and they just play Call of Duty. Or they just, because there's people that just play FIFA or Madden or whatever. They just play that game.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that people are, getting involved in the gaming world. I mean, I'm rubbish at it.
I mean, come on, you're not rubbish at it.
But, I mean, I tried to play Call of Duty the other day in Warzone, and I was just like, wow, I need some time. Because I'm used to Apex. But then we get into that Battle Pass stuff where people are paying money now,
Yeah.
And if everyone is paying £5 to £8 or more.
But this is it, though. I mean, like, we're coming back to that thing of, I mean, you can pay for all of that stuff, but it's not going to replace the grind.
No.
That's what gaming.
Right.
That's what gaming comes down to for me quite a lot. Like when you're playing certain games, it's the grind. You know what I mean? You've got to go through that experience. You've got to take your knocks. You know what I mean? Not to keep referencing Street Fighter, but this is the exact reason. I remember when you said to me, "Oh yeah, you should buy the season 1 because it's got this character, and buy season 2 because it's got that character." And I was like, "No, they're not getting my money."
Oh, is this what, fighting games?
But yeah, fighting games. Yeah, they're not getting my money because I thought, I can buy all of those characters, but what's going to happen is, I'm going to dabble with each and every one of them, but I'm not going to get good at any of them, and I'm just going to keep getting my ass handed to me. And if I want to keep playing and getting good at it, I'm going to stick to one player, maybe 2 as an alternate, and that's what I did. And that's why it's, for better or worse, that's why it's lasted this long with me, because I just stuck to my core and just.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think with especially with fighting games, you can't. I mean, unless you're like elite level.
Yeah.
Where you kind of you can see the Matrix code and every character.
Yeah.
Most people pick a character.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that is
it. You might have an alternate. But yeah, usually that's it. So when new characters come out, you got to be willing to trade.
Oh yeah.
A character that you're already using. For someone else. Like I'm really gonna try and give Fujin a go when Mortal Kombat goes out.
Does look good.
Oh my god! So I'm gonna try and dabble with him.
RoboCop looks fun.
Oh, RoboCop! Did you see the gameplay trailer that came out?
I did see the gameplay trailer.
Terminator versus RoboCop.
Oof.
That was great. But then, did you notice that they're doing that theme where like MKX was Alien versus Predator? This time it's RoboCop versus Terminator.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that.
So I was like, wow.
Yeah, little Easter eggs here and there.
Yeah, shoot someone in the groin for brutality. That's awesome. No, you're right, and I think that's going back to that get good culture. You can't really. I'm going to say this. You can't really cheat in fighting games. You can be what's the word I'm looking for? Shrewd, and you can be like, I'll stand at this side of the room and just chuck fireballs and zone and do the same move again and again and again and again. But that's only going to get you so far before you get caught out.
Yeah.
But you can't necessarily be like, I'm going to type in this code and get headshots.
No, you can't.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, exactly. You have to go in, you have to meet your player head on, and you've got to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've had to deal with zoners plenty. I still deal with them now sometimes, and you just learn to get around it. You take it.
It must only get you so far. You're going to sit in the corner and just spam one button.
Oh man, I mean, we could do a whole we could do a whole other talk on that.
That upsets me so much.
It does.
Especially when they win, and when you get to, especially when you haven't, like for me personally, coming up against that kind of player, you want to kick their ass so that it forces them to change.
You do, and there's a bit more inherent emotion as soon as you walk. You're playing on tilt as soon as you as soon as you walk into a room with a zoner. You're true. Like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't mind if it's a zoner and they're doing it cool.
Sparingly. Yeah, they're doing it as part of like a makeup of their gameplay.
Yeah, but when it's just like, I'm gonna stand over here and you're gonna stand over there.
Hadouken,
yeah. It's like Frost when she does it, and she in Mortal Kombat she just starts chucking out, and you're just like, you know what,
yeah. It just gets boring really fast.
But they're all doing. I mean, the evolution of games now is, you know, battle passes and seasons and combo packs and battle packs, and games aren't coming out as complete things anymore.
Can I ask you a question, actually, as someone who's a bit more versed in the first-person shooter kind of spectrum?
Try my best.
So, you know, what we were just saying about Street Fighter, or, you know, fighting games in general, you always get zoners. You always got somebody that's going to spam the fireball or the frostball or whatever.
Yeah.
Scorpion's thingy. Is that the same, do you feel, in first-person shooters? Are there
100%.
Are there characters that people gravitate more towards that have one or two certain abilities that they just spam?
No, I think because I think the only thing that's different with first-person shooters that's as annoying as zoners is campers.
Campers. Oh gosh, I haven't heard that term in a while.
Yeah, like the ones that sit in corners, wait for you to walk in and braps you, and then you're done. And that's you know, that kind of thing. But I feel like now that's getting harder to do, or at least I've seen it a lot less. Right. Especially with, you know, in battle royale games where you can't sit there for that long. You can hang out for a bit and let other teams kill each other, but, you know, the circle closes and it forces you into an area that you've got to sit in. Now, you can camp, that's fine. Yeah. But I find you see it a lot less. It's a lot harder to achieve. Yeah. Especially with, you know, you've got armor. Yeah. And they've got to break your armor before they can kill you. So, shot one, they know where you are now. Right. If they can move more erratically than you can, then you're going to get done. So I feel like they've tried to eliminate that, and especially with like the way maps are now, they've kind of got rid of it. But in terms of characters, not really. I mean,
it's interesting.
No, I mean, they're all so unique, but they all have their benefits, but for different reasons. Right. You know, Loba just came out and she chucks her bracelet and she can teleport to where it lands, and you can land on roofs, like on the roof of different buildings that maybe other people can't get to. Right. Wraith can leave a portal and then move forward, and if it kicks off, she can jump in the portal and go. Right. But there's nothing that makes me go, oh my god, like if that keeps happening. Yeah. I'm trying to think now.
It's an interesting one.
In Crucible, there is, and that's my character, is Tosca, where she can she can like dash. Yeah. She can like, it's almost like it's a teleport, right? So she just teleports like 50 meters away. Yeah. And today was funny. So I was Tosca in this game, and she's like a I don't know what she is, but it looks like a rocket raccoon type of character. Yeah. And she's an evil genius. And she's got like an acid gun, and she can dash around. And she's a pain in the ass to shoot if you're trying to kill her and you're on the opposite side of it. She's really hard work to catch up with. Right. Especially when she can dump like a smoke screen. Okay. That she can see through and you can't, and then she can dash out of the smoke screen and you're on your own in the smoke screen getting, you know, shot. Jeez. So that's why I love it. But there was someone on the opposite side who changed their username to remove Tosca from the game.
No way. Oh wow.
Really? And that just made me laugh. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. His username was that.
Oh, so already this character is a problem.
It's a problem, and it's the same with, there's another character, I can't remember her name, but she's got like flamethrowers on her arms. Yeah. And she can just hold it down, and if you're in her way, you'll just get burned alive, and she can like like fly in the air and spin around and make this big AoE thing.
Oh jeez.
But the only downside is you have to kind of stay away for as long as possible, because then she runs out of fuel.
Right.
This little kind of like roadblock sign comes up above her head, and she's run out of gas.
Yeah.
And then you can have at her.
Yeah.
You just can't survive in that long though. It's like, so they need a bit of tweaking, but just remove Tosca from the game was
remove Tosca from the game.
And I was Tosca, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. People are already picking favorites or having least favorites, and I'm glad that as much as this has MOBA elements, they didn't do the whole like Dota League of I think Dota does it where you can ban a character.
What? Jeez.
So like you in Dota 2 you can have it where you're like, I'm this character.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ban... There's so many characters in that game.
Right, okay.
I'm going to ban that character and that character. And so what will happen is you can't pick those characters. So you can choose your matchups. But if the other player does it and bans your character, you better have a good ult. And I was worried that they were going to do that, but I don't think there's not enough characters to do that, to be honest. But you never know down the road.
That's quite a funny one, because...
It's clever. Because imagine in Street Fighter, you've got all them characters.
Yeah.
And when you're picking your character, you could ban one character.
Wow.
Imagine what that would do to the game.
Well, I'm definitely banning Ryu.
Do you know what I mean? but like,
seriously,
imagine you could do that. You're playing Street Fighter and you show up.
Yeah.
They can ban one character and you can ban one character.
Yeah. And
it's a coin toss to whoever goes first.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that change the game a little bit?
It would change the game massively. It would make it a more honest play. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, everybody's good to some degree on Street Fighter, but I think, I've got a pet peeve with zoners. I just have. The full confession.
Zoners or Shotos?
Shotos.
Is that or both?
Well, pretty much both. All of them. But it will just make for more honest gameplay, I think. It will make for more, not honest, engaging gameplay. I think it will make for more engaging, because for someone like me, who uses, I use Bison, which is not a player that's used a lot at all. And I think that's probably why I gravitated towards him, because he's not really that guy. So I had to learn how to deal with Shotos and other zoners.
Okay. So I've got a question for you then.
Right.
In this respect, my answer to this question would be, I would take the banning element mechanic from Dota 2 and put that into any and all fighting games.
Any and all fighting
games.
So,
like, for example, if I was playing MK11, I would ban Scorpion.
Standard. So
that it would force people to play as other characters. And they could ban whoever they wanted of mine. Like, if they saw my username and they were like, oh, he's this character, I'll ban that.
Yeah.
It would force me to try other things.
Yeah.
What mechanic from another game would you take and bring into another type of game? Or, like, for example, from a shooter into a fighting game, or from a fighting game into whatever. Is there any mechanics that you would kind of have a fusion of?
I'm not really sure. That's a tough question.
I got him.
From another game
that you would want to try or see. If there is one.
I tell you what. I don't know about mechanics from other games, but I've got my own mechanics.
Okay.
You know me.
Yeah. Go on.
And I think you probably know what I'm gonna say, right? I think there should probably be a limit on spamming certain moves.
A limit?
I think there should be a limit.
Or at least, okay, so we're saying a cooldown.
Or a cooldown even. Yeah, that's a better way of
So we're saying like an MMO style cooldown.
Yeah.
In a fighting game.
Yes.
But that's kind of already there though, right? When you have like your V triggers and your bar, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. But then if you're just talking about your normal, your normal fireballs and whatnot. I mean, fair enough. They've got startup frames and
so like a 6-second cooldown for a Hadouken or something like that.
Yeah. There should be like a little meter. You do your Hadouken, and then the meter just it slowly goes down for like 10 seconds.
Could you imagine?
I'm being mean, probably, but
that's aggressive. That's aggressive.
I'm just trying to level out the playing field. You know what I mean?
I feel like nowadays it's a shame that we can't just like grind to unlock things anymore. And I feel like mechanics do need to change slightly now, because we are seeing repetition.
Yeah.
In games.
Yeah.
I'd love that ban mechanic. I think that'd be great.
It's awesome.
That'd be so fun.
So it's almost as though from everything that we've been saying here, gaming culture in this respect is kind of split into two sort of avenues. In a way, you've got you've got a player base that likes to just, they'll go in and buy stuff. They'll buy the cosmetics. They'll buy the
grinders and the buyers.
Yeah, the grinders and the buyers.
Yeah,
great. Yeah, took the words out of my mouth. The grinders and the buyers.
Yeah, it's split in half. It split the gaming community right down the middle.
Yeah.
But there are people that are like, I don't want to spend the money, or I don't have the money, and then there are the people that I have the money and I can't be asked, or maybe I don't have time. So I'll just buy it because I want to enjoy everything the game has to offer.
True. Yeah.
But I don't have the time to sit behind a computer for hours on end, and grind it out. And that's equally as fine.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there could be lots of reasons.
But they're both going to have animosity towards each other.
They are.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the grinders are going to have more beef with the people that buy it than the ones that don't.
But if it's purists,
you said we. I think that the interesting thing is, as long as they keep it cosmetic and it's not pay to win, you're not buying guns that are strong, because then that just ruins the point. Because again, we're going back to, it's not about your skill, it's about your wallet.
Yeah.
As long as we keep that wolf from the door, and we make it about, okay, you can spend money. You look a lot better than me, but your KDA is way higher than mine. Or you die a lot more. That's fine. You just look good on the floor.
Yeah.
That's fine. Or you look amazing because you've done the hours and you're going to body me. There's swings and roundabouts.
Yeah. I hear you.
Swings and roundabouts. All right. You know what? Yeah.
What are you saying?
It's that time.
It's that time.
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of love about this. So.
Wow. All right. Let's just relax into this.
People looking forward to it. Yeah. The piano's playing.
Okay. Yeah, I hear that.
We've got Susan behind the bar.
Susan, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Susan, how's it going?
It's going. She's good, yeah. Bar's nice and clean. Jazz is playing beautifully in the back. Who are we saying today?
Who walks in? Susan's doing her thing. She's looking nice. She comes over. Samasu Aran walks in. Or Samasu Aran from Metroid.
Oh, Samus.
She walks in.
Oh, that's a good one.
She walks in, she takes a seat. Says Susan.
What are you saying? Blue suit Samus, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Blue suit Samus.
It's gotta be blue suit Samus.
Okay. Oof.
Got him.
It's gotta be something. She's classy. Samus is classy. She's tough, but she's classy, like.
Yeah.
So it can't be any old. She's not gonna be drinking with the riffraff.
Okay, so it's gotta be something a little bit particular for rocking in with her blue suit.
Wow, that's tough. Is it gonna be something in a fancy glass?
Doesn't have to be. I mean, she's a working woman,
Yeah, she's classy.
She's
just come back from the planet. She's taken the suit off. That's down the shop, and she's just wanted to chill out for a bit.
Yeah. What are we saying for Samus?
Oh, that's really hard. Any old,
Does she like something sweet, do you reckon?
It's definitely 100% sweet.
100% sweet. Okay, confidence. I like that.
I reckon a margarita would go down quite well for her.
Bang.
Margarita, I think, would be quite strong.
That sounds quite nice.
I think she'd be alright.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? I can picture that.
It's not too over the top.
Yeah.
But it's not like...
It's not too low level.
It's not too low level.
It's got a comfortable middle there with a little bit of a... Is there a cherry in this thing?
Yeah. There's a little touch of class.
Yeah. Little panache in there. Yeah. No, that's nice. I like that. I think
a little margarita. Just keep it simple.
Margarita.
Yeah, man. Give Susan a nod. Samus gets what she wants, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap for that.
All right, guys.
Answer, man.
As well, thank you very much. As always, thank you so much for listening. We really, really appreciate it.
Of course.
We're having a lot of fun doing this. So if you want to follow us, please do at Instagram @tonesandthebiz and on Twitter @tonesandthebiz. And we are now on YouTube as of Wednesday mornings, 10:30. We'll be uploading these. With a little graphic, and sometimes we'll put some video clips in there.
Yeah, a couple here and there.
Here and there. If you want to check out our horror episode, that is up now. That'll have a little clips from the horror films that we referenced. But we've had a lot of fun doing this, so thank you so much. Yes. Please let us know what you think on iTunes and Spotify. We are on Spotify as well.
You can even go into the comment section on YouTube, but I will say, guys, please keep it friendly.
Yeah,
keep it family friendly. Keep it classy.
We're all good people. No douchebags allowed.
Yeah.
So thanks again, guys. We do really appreciate it. And as always, let us know if you have any suggestions for people that should be in the Jazz Parquet.
All right,
guys. Take it easy. Thank you very much. See you later.
Cheers, guys.